Whatever horror you may find in these dark spaces, have a heart and see them through. There is no premature ending. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspective and a new beginning. This is a love story. Hello everyone and welcome to Slay the Princess. This was in the indie games list of mine to play this year, and hopefully I got my hand on one of the game copy, yeah. Let's get into it. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So in this story, it's a visual novel, kind of telltale visual novel. You are trying to kill the princess. Okay, let's see. There's a lot of options here. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up there? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward of doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I mean, that's the easiest option, honestly. Okay, fine, you're persistent, I'll go. Nope. Okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin. Nope. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin, I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of new dawn beyond our own. Gonna go walk in the opposite direction now. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
So the narrator and the voice of the hero are different characters in the story.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
What an asshole. But okay, he's manipulating reality to have his way. Turn and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Quietly continue down the path.
Silence is deafening.
I know it is.
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at
Christ, man, I can't escape this fate.
Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah, well I guess I'll start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep turking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Oh, I'm sorry, what is going on here?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin.
Alright, this
And
took
not just
to
a
the...
cabin,
What?
The cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
So I can't escape, you're
Wait.
saying.
What's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I'm sorry.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay. What? What happened? Okay, I'm doing this.
On a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay.
Alright, I guess I... Yes, I leave. Okay, okay, that option is not here anymore, actually. I can't walk away this time.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay, that aside, the wall, there's a wall now. You can't walk away anymore.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
The voice of contrarian. On the contrary.
It's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. It's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Okay.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong, listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Alright, what are we doing? I think for the first part, I'm gonna try and not to slay the princess. I know. Contrary to the... Okay, there's a voice of contrary this here with me. That aside, the contrary to the title of the game, Slay the Princess, I'm not gonna slay the princess.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to. I'm not going to stop doing my job. So you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting.
Alright, Explorer, take the blade into the basement. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
But there is a mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, into the basement. I'm gonna strangle the princess.
Door to the
I'm
basement
kidding.
creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
What have I done with my playthrough?
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, and the air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Ah, damn, I like the voice of Contraire. Take the harsh stairs to the left, take the center stair, take the stop stairs to the right. Harsh one.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
What am I doing?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
What have I done?
Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating
I was just being an asshole. I was just being an asshole. I was being edgy. I don't know what I was being. This is not what I tried to do. I tried to save the princess. Well, I tried not to slay her, most importantly, but the reality is breaking down around me.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
How did I get here?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Alright, I'm sorry I didn't realize I was there. What's your name? Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together. You know what happened? You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent to slay you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Yeah, let's say that.
What, like you need me to hold your hand to tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her,
What?
now another.
What?
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again?
I broke the game, didn't
Have
I?
you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left. Until... It's hard to describe. until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now. What's your name? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement? That's a single choice? Wait, that's a single choice.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward.
That's the choice.
It lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Okay.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
What? You find the blade suddenly in your hand. All at once you use it to strike her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to anguish alone.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage
We
this.
killed the narrator. We killed the goddamn narrator. We were never going to salvage this, are we?
What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Me neither.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you are supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you. Say nothing. How do I break this even further? No. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. I think that's the better option. Illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She is gone, replaced with something
She's
else.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why?
Explore, I don't know where she went. I don't know how we go looking up for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look in the mirror.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
I don't know. Okay, now we are gonna approach the mirror. Let's go. That's our choice now.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Shut up. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They are gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. The body, it's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift
of a fragile vessel.
What Lovecraftian Cthulhu Spawn Ogathod's ballsack is this shit? What are you? What are
I
you?
am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I
I
am.
think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Aren't you what sent me to slay? Aren't you what? Wait, what? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
You know the narrator.
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Let her out of here.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
I don't know. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into your space, your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Am I being romanced right now?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey,
I know, right?
but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Who are you talking about? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always a princess, or are you just making her part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Kind of. If you're a person, yes.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Why is this sad? I feel sad.
You ask of things that cannot be done.
Ah, shut up.
How can I know? I am flickers in some.
Alright, I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever I am not you. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come.
The game closed itself. I broke the game. I actually broke the Forsaken game.
You have returned to me.
Oh, she's still
Though
here.
in mere moments, I never left your side.
Bullshit. Attempt to outweigh your destiny. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
God, I got scared for a moment. Everything goes dark, you die. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. Holy fuck, that happened.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to...
Alright, what in the world are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the end of everything as we know it. No,
You know what, let's just go and kill her. Let's eagerly kill the princess.
does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or...
I think I picked the wrong answer. Do you have any evidence? No. Forgot I'm not doing this. How can a princess locked away in the basement and the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
So I don't have the voice of hero right now. Have you considered? Can't someone else do it? Have you considered? Look, I'll go and I'll talk to her if she's so bad. I'm so let's get this over with.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
Oh, let's
Make
see
your
what
way
mind-bending
up the
fuckery
short
is gonna
path
come
to
up
the
now.
cabin. You'll find a warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright, we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Well, the voice of hero is here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Alright, continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still
You're not
listening to
talking.
reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Step forward. Yeah.
Step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
What do you mean?
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right?
And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? Are you sure she's not armed? I'm sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you. I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her or drop the blade. Do something.
I sure don't want to talk.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever.
We can.
Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative. Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Flee and lock her in the basement. Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder,
Who's speaking right now? That's not the princess' voice.
do you really think this is the end?
I have no clue.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright, there's a chapter 2 apparently.
You're on a path in the You're here to
Yeah, I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It
Oh,
doesn't matter
stubbornness
if he can
here.
hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Alright, proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Are you sure? The point the princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Crystal, let's just get on with it already. The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
There's a mirror here.
The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What the hell is the significance of a mirror in this story?
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. There was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it. You take the blade from the altar. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Sure.
As you descend the final step,
What the hell?
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
So, are we in hell and you are a demon now? What am I?
A little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I hope you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened.
What's that? Oh, that whole deja vu situation. Yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
Why you don't remember?
Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
You look different.
You look exactly the same.
So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
Okay, shut up, voice of stubbornness. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight. I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first. Like, we are both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better, myself.
I haven't decided what I'm doing. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
Step towards the stairs. You hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She
Fuck.
moves. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Oh, I'm gonna save. That's my decision. Okay, I think we are, okay, team, what are we thinking? Dodge to the side and counterattack.
Princess barrels towards you. You do your best to maneuver between the tight walls of the basement. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, there's a chapter 3, the Eye of the Needle. Where is this going?
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what you did, you wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it.
The voice of the hunted.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big, We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here. And if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that. There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here.
So I should only listen to the voices, not the narrator.
Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet.
Is that the case?
Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me.
We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. I would even call these woods it's like her influence has poured out in the world. What if we don't agree with the plan? What if I'd rather do something else? No matter what happened next, it seems like all of our answers are in the cabin. Yeah, that's true.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? What I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase. The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight. More of a glorified tunnel than a building.
There's a mirror.
Stone walls squeeze.
Shut up.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it.
Shut up.
We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. Take it.
Approach the mirror, man.
Survive without our steel claw, but you've marked us as easy prey. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You do see it, right?
So the narrator can't see the mirror?
All we see is a damned mirror. This really is just like last time. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path.
What the hell is with the mirror?
Why am I not surprised? It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters. Before you is what may as well be.
I didn't take the knife.
Face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than...
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
I don't have a weapon. I know you can get out of there on your own. Are you sure you still want to fight?
Dead certain. Everything inside of me screams for it.
We need to get closer. You've nowhere to go but down. Remember every crack and crevice. Will need to be turned to face
What the
lies
hell is
in
that?
the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness.
I don't have my weapon.
Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke? Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin of a razor's edge you're on right now. We know the only way out is through the eye of the needle, and we're going. We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run. Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good.
I was supposed to slay the princess, not escape the princess. This is getting weird.
Hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
And I would like to say, this is fucking amazing. I love this.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Steel Claw, now.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your stomach hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking at...
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me! Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head!
Do it! Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Are you sure you want to do this? You have fallen right into my trap. I don't tell her that.
You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left, now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you manage to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we?
Damn, the voice of the hunted is fucking amazing.
You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. More. Keep going. We can't stop now. You spy an opening. She's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing. These blows are nothing to us. But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me. Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Oh, the hands. Lure an enemy to advantageous terrain and win a wide open field. But you do not have the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Silence as you reach forward. They are gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You have grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you have finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same thing I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
So there is an end to this game. I just have to complete all the routes. So this, whatever this is, finds a body, and whatever I am finds a body to express myself. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I have met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers.
Alright, sure.
Your perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
I want to go through everything.
This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with
All right,
the growth
whatever.
she fought for. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Or I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky.
Sure.
I will long for your return, but it will will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Hold on. Hold the fucking phone.
You're on a path.
Alright, stop right here. I'm done here. I'll see you all in the next part of Slay the Princess. This is fucking amazing. Bye-bye.